We continue tonight with our breaking news of a story that we were the first to report online earlier today. New maps being presented tonight to the city's planning commission showing the new Carroll High School is once again in a Navy crash zone. You may remember our 6 Investigates team first uncovered in 2018 that the original spot for the new high school was in a Navy crash zone. So how did this happen again? Our team coverage begins tonight with Greg Chandler joining us now from the newsroom with the story. All right, bring us up to date on this, Greg.
Well, Katya, we're talking about air installation compatible use zones for Cabanis and Waldron airfields, otherwise known as ACUZs. Now, the Navy is expanding the zones for those 2 airfields. And once again, the new Mary Carroll High School finds itself in an unsafe area. That school, located at Saratoga and Castores, now falls in what's called Accident Potential Zone 2. That's an area between 8,000 and 15,000 feet from the end of the runway at either field, in this case, Cabanis Airfield. Now, based on a map I've seen sent to us by a source, the new expanded zones essentially fill in gaps that were existing between the 2 airfields previously. Now, the city's planning commission is taking up the issue. They're meeting at City Hall right now. This discussion is going to be happening in just a few minutes. That meeting got underway about a half hour ago. They are working their way through the agenda. It is near the end of the meeting. We'll be monitoring it, letting you know what happened as far as that discussion goes coming up this evening on Chris 6 News at 9 and 10. But for now, reporting live in the newsroom, Greg Chandler, right. Chris 6 News.
So no word yet, Greg, on how we got here and how, I guess, no one knew this earlier. So all that information coming up when that meeting is finished. And of course, we'll bring that to you. Here's a question. What's a reaction from Carroll High School parents? Our Seth Kovar continues our team coverage tonight from the site of that new school on Saratoga and Castores. And Seth, what are parents telling you?
Well, Katya, I spoke to 2 Carroll High School moms. One says, great, it's another worry to add to her worry list, the possibility of a plane crashing into her son's school. And that other mom said that she's now even more so considering removing her son from Carroll High School and sending him to a different school. I also talked to a mentor for a Carroll High School junior who had some ideas about what should happen next.
Oh, my goodness. I think they need to figure out their flight plan. I don't know what to say about that. There's plenty of land out there. Pick a better spot. Tell the Navy to pick the next spot.
Well, it doesn't sound like that's going to happen. A statement from Corpus Christi ISD indicates construction of the new Carroll High School will continue right here at the current site. The statement says the district picked the Castores and Saratoga area in consultation with local leaders. It then reads, quote, "We look forward to joining the neighboring schools, businesses, churches, and homes in this thriving area of our city in August of 2022, end quotes. Well, at 5, you actually heard from those moms I mentioned earlier. Coming up at 10 on Chris 6 News, you'll hear more from them and more from that mentor. Reporting live in Corpus Christi, Seth Kovar, Chris 6 News.
All right, Seth, thank you. And listen, we want to take a look back now at what our 6 Investigates team uncovered in 2018. That's when we reported that CCISD had bought property for the new high school, only to find out that the land was in the Navy crash zone. Well, the purchase of the original 6-acre site on Saratoga near Weber cost taxpayers nearly $8 million. At the time that the site was purchased, the Navy had already expressed concerns about the location of the new school. CCISD moved the location of the school down the street to Saratoga and Castores. So what happened with the original site? Another 6 Investigates report from a year ago found out that CCISD does plan to put that property up for bids. Here's something else that our 6 Investigates uncovered is that voters approved the construction of the new Carroll High School in November of 2018, but CCISD had already bought that land a month before voter approval. And the crash last month of a T-45 jet trainer from NAS Kingsville near Orange Grove underscores the Navy's concern. The 2 pilots were able to eject and they were not seriously injured. The new Carroll High School, as we have reported, is near the flight path of the Navy flight training operations from Cabanis Field. The cause of the Orange Grove crash is still under investigation. And we will have another live update from our Seth Kovar on that Planning Commission meeting coming up later in the newscast.